Good morning, class. Welcome to the last day of school. It's the last day of school, and we're just gonna start by doing these interviews. I'll show you these a little bit closer in a minute. I know every time I share them, I get asked for links, so I will definitely link them down below, but they're these little interviews that I've been doing with the kids first day of school and last day of school ever since, you know, eight years ago that Elijah was completing kindergarten. And it's so fun to just look back and see their answers, see how neatly they were writing at different points and stuff. So usually what we would do first of all is go outside and do pictures for the first day of school, or sorry, last day of school. But everybody was showering this morning and we have like wet hair, and I thought everybody's hair needs to dry. And we'll do the last day of school pictures a little bit later in the morning, but we are gonna start with these interviews. And this is the page I do for Wesley. They have one that says kindergarten, and Wesley's just in junior kindergarten, so we do the preschool page for him. Oh, is he about to be in kindergarten? Yeah, well he's just completing, I know, okay, yes?
I'm the one Trinity did last year.
I know, yes.
I'm graduating to a new classroom.
A new classroom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like in Sunday school? Mm-hmm. Okay, no new classrooms around here. Okay, so the questions are, for the most part, remain the same all through the different levels. So here's Zara's, my final day of second grade. Same thing, she writes her name. Same kind of questions. Final day of fourth grade, fifth grade, and seventh grade. Everyone's here now. So Wesley definitely, Wesley definitely needs help for his interview.
I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, write your name the very neatest, and everybody else does theirs on their own. Look at how many best friends you have.
How do you spell magic?
Magic, M-A-G-I-C. Is that what you're saying is your favorite book, Rainbow Magic?
Good. You can't read that.
I see that.
So good. Oh, wait.
What letter comes next?
Come on, do that. Right?
That's right. You have gotten so much better at spelling this year.
Me?
Yeah, you too. Now that you know how to write your name.
I'm listening to L's because this one's kind of bad one. I'm doing this one.
So you're doing 2 L's? Okay then. What letter comes next? We'll always remember this is how Wesley spelled his name at the end of junior kindergarten, but we'll think that you didn't know how to spell Wesley.
How?
Because you did 2 L's.
I do.
That's okay.
My high school makeup artist.
Makeup artist? Is that still what you want to be when you grow up? So did you already write make? M-A-K-E.
Oh yeah, I know how to spell that. That's the Y.
Good job. My name is Wesley. Good. Now for the rest of the questions. Pardon? A-R-T-I-S-T. For the rest of the questions, Mommy's gonna ask you, and then I'll write the answers. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I've never had a kid answer this before. But that has been Wesley's favorite thing as of late. Okay, what would you say is your favorite book? That's a little bit of a tricky one. What's your very favorite book, would you say?
Hop and Pop.
Hop on Pop.
That's my favorite actually. Duck Goose.
Duck, oh, like Duck and Goose. This last, week, well, more like 2 to 3 weeks of school has just been gradually doing fewer subjects and a shorter school day as well. So as much as it's our last day of school today, it's a very short day. The kids finished math. Some of them finished about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Most of the kids have been done their writing books for a good 3 weeks. We do have one last gather round lesson today. That'll be our last lesson. Once the kids are done here with their interviews, we're gonna go to the living room and sit down and do our last Bible time, as well as read aloud. We're starting a new book today, and it's not gonna be our last read aloud. I do plan to read aloud as often as I can over the summer. I always have plans, like we'll read aloud most days, and that I know it's not gonna happen between kids like camps and Vacation Bible School and just play dates and all that goes on through the summer, but I do want to read aloud some days through the summer months. Are you done your interview? You did a great job. Okay, everybody's done, I think. Here's the book that we are doing for Read Aloud, Half Magic by Edward Eager. I've heard really good things about this book. So we're gonna try that out today. I shared it in our recent book outlet haul. If you didn't see that video, you can go back and check that out. And I was looking at this book and I think, why does this look like it's a Roald Dahl book? What did you say his name was?
Quentin Blake.
Quentin Blake, yeah. And I was like, is that who illustrates Roald Dahl books? Because that's what it looks like to me.
That's the most like well-known, because there have been multiple, but the most well-known ones that you'll buy are by Quentin Blake.
Oh, right, you're right. You're right. There are different people who illustrate like different versions of Roald Dahl books. Anyway, and then I turned it around and see that there's lots more books. There's lots more sequels. So we're gonna start this one today. I'll try to remember to let you guys know how we like it. If I don't, then, you know, maybe leave me a comment or message me or something and say, how do you guys like this book? Are you waiting to say something?
Can I have one of my candies?
Can you have a candy? Well, it looks like, you know, there's candy happening over here, so yes, you may.
Okay.
We just finished taking the, do you want to show me the last day of school pictures? Charity went on and decorated more on our whiteboard. We're about to do our gather round lesson here, but Elijah was just showing me. He wanted to take my phone and take this video of all of these ants outside. Since that's what I want on my phone, right? Is some videos of ants. So cool how good quality that is, eh?
Yeah, look at them fighting. It was really cool to see them fighting.
Yeah, they were fighting out there. That's what you were trying to show me on my phone. Why don't you go outside and tell all the other kids to come in? I let them have a really quick break outside after we took our pictures, but it's also like almost lunchtime. We started a bit late today, so go get them, tell them all to come in. And we are, like I said, on our very last lesson in this gather round unit. We are learning about what now. Just a little final lesson here about sports. The temperature was just below freezing, and with the recent deep snowfall, John was itching to get out on his snowboard behind the snowmobile once again. When his dad originally had the crazy idea of pulling him around with the sled, John couldn't believe how similar it was to water skiing. The kids are just finishing up all their notebooking pages. I finished my reading. We're all done with our gather round lessons. I know, I see that. You'll have to wait till it comes down. There's a mosquito. Anytime our doors are left open, mosquitoes are, what do I have to whack it with? I have this cloth. Oh, okay. So while the kids finish up here and are obviously distracted, I'm gonna start making lunch. So I just got out some pasta. I'm gonna make some homemade macaroni and cheese. I've got my water in here, so while that warms up, I am going to grate some cheese and I'm gonna slice up some kielbasa that we'll put in our macaroni and cheese too, and then I'll need to move the tripod so I can open up my fridge and find some veggies I can chop up, because like it talked about, there are sports that are there's always people coming up with new ideas and trying to introduce it to the world and make it popular, right? New sports are always being added to the Olympics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, yeah, well, I remember this sport. It's so dangerous.
That is called skeleton. Have you ever seen that in the Olympics?
Yep. I remember watching it.
And then there's luge, which is where you're on your back and your head is at the back of the
I've watched that
sled. Yeah.
Really scary.
There's lots of fun. And speed skating, yes, there's so many fun winter Olympic sports. But I think our next Olympics are summer, right? 2024, I think, Summer Olympics.
And I can watch synchronized swimming and gymnastics.
Swimming and gymnastics,
And track and field. I'm pretty sure it's in Paris. The next Olympics.
The next Olympics.
And track and field.
I think we learned about that in our book, didn't we? The next Olympics.
No.
One of the videos we were watching.
World Watch. Yeah.
Oh, in World Watch. That's where they talked about it, yes. This looks like the cheesiest, most delicious macaroni and cheese. Look how good. Oh, that looks so good. And then these are the raw veggies. I ran out of time and I just didn't peel the carrots, and sometimes you can do that. We do prefer them peeled, but I just hurriedly chopped them, didn't peel them today. And that's our lunch. Like I said, really light day of school today. The boys are still outside checking out those ants. I'm gonna get each of the kids to sit and do some reading this afternoon. Most of the kids do that on their own without being told anyways. And at the beginning of the year, I start out with like some good required reading books. I did get a question on this. So we do have some required reading time, and I need to totally update what's on this shelf. But what I do is I just have this shelf right here, and these are the books that they can choose from that are like approved books. They go to the library and they get graphic novels and other fiction titles, and they can read those in their free time. But I always have some books on the shelf there that they can choose from for their independent reading time. But back to what I was saying before that, as we've gotten further along in the year, I've gotten a little bit lazier and they've just been reading more fiction, their choice of books, because I need to restock the books on the shelf there. So most of the kids will sit and do some reading anyways without it being required for school. That took a long time to explain. And then each of the kids need to practice the piano today. A couple of the kids are already done, so the other two need to finish this afternoon, and that really concludes school for today. I still need to kind of make a plan for what we're gonna do over the summer. I usually have some sort of summer school plan. We don't do school, but like, oh, let's incorporate just a little bit of reading time, or just like work pages that if the kids want to do extra work pages, they can do it. I have planned nothing for the summer this year. Now, this summer is gonna be a little bit different than some because we're doing something very special in the fall. I'm not gonna talk all about that right now, but there is something fun and exciting coming up that our family's gonna be doing, and so because of that, this summer's gonna look a little bit different. For instance, we're gonna continue doing piano lessons this year through the rest of the month of June and through the month of July as well, because we're gonna be starting school not until October, or at least the end of September this year.
Obey all the rules, Dad. I do not want anyone to get hurt. From that day on, the children hitched Whiskers to the cart. Almost every day they had many, many rides on that old cart.
I'm just sitting here editing a grocery haul video, and Zara's beside me and she just keeps reading and reading and reading and reading. She said, "This chapter is so long." You have been reading for like 20 minutes, so if you want to stop, you can, or if you want to finish it. You're gonna finish your chapter? Mm-hmm. Show me how many pages it has left.
This one, this
one.
And that one.
Oh, there it is. You're just about done. You have gotten to be such a good reader this year. Why are you blurry?
I don't know.
There we go. Thank you guys for watching today's little vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time for another day in the life. School's done, but we'll still be showing you vlogs over the summer months.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
Bye guys.